we all continue to learn. I continue to learn. My colleagues continue to learn, and we learn from both the people we work with and also from other colleagues. But it feels very frustrating that there is a lack of understanding from our political government and from our funding people who are seemingly unaware of the needs that we see with adults. It's very disappointing that after years of building communities, working with local authorities, that money can be moved specifically to 14 to 19-year-olds, where they have many new opportunities available to them, which I have no problem with. But there is never any new money. We have not had new money into education for many years. It is taken from one project and given to another, and the project that was existing, which had a necessity to be there, is left in an unsustainable way. At Witchford, we've been very entrepreneurial in working with small parish councils, with voluntary organisations and grant funders to obtain new money. But when you work in a situation of having to earn both your salary, your administrator's salary, your tutor's salary, year by year, it becomes very stressful after 15 years, really. But I think I personally feel a little angry that there is no comprehension that in these changing political times, where we have new people from Eastern Europe joining our areas, and we have a lot of work to do on social cohesion, community integration, and it's very short-sighted to remove the lifelong learning opportunities where new neighbours can come together for personal development and to find, as we have found through this project, that by sharing a common goal, you learn about each other, you learn about your cultures. And I think it's very important that we have these new opportunities to work in this way. But I'm unsure really of whether or not I would have that opportunity in the future to support those community programs. I don't believe in the way we are working these days that there's any trust amongst professional colleagues, those of us who have worked for many years, and we are open to change, but I believe he has a very controlling nature, that he doesn't allow for people to develop naturally, but wants to have a top-down approach rather than what I believe is more important, which is something that comes up from the community, that through guidance with professional people and support to develop themselves, there is a stronger result. When the new Labour Party was elected some 10, 11 years ago, I think within education, after many years with Margaret Thatcher and John Major at the head of the Conservative Party, many of my colleagues were very happy to think that with a Labour Party who claimed to be supporting education, and Tony Blair's motto was education, education, education. And we were quite joyous, very happy. We thought finally we will get much more support. But we have a phrase in England that actions speak louder than words, and the actions have been to create a much more confined national curriculum for children, to remove money from one area of education into a new area, and we are not so easily able to work without using volunteers and at the same time, we have had introduced a much stricter inspection system, monitoring, evaluation, moderation of that evaluation. It's very much more bureaucratic. We have to be able to prove outcomes. We have to show retention and achievement. And I'm very proud of our results. We have very good results in that way. But many of the professional duties that tutors and managers such as myself have to perform are not always directly impacting on the experience of the learner. And this to me is then rather a waste of time in some respects, because if you trust your professionals to know when something is good, you can make shortcuts to get to a better result. I'm not remotely trying to say that I feel I know everything or that I am, offering always the best quality, but I do think we are capable of improving our provision without having to have so many pieces of paper and evidence. I think we have to work with our learners in a way that enables them to identify their outcomes and for them to identify what they have learned and how they want to go on in the future.